The 20th of July, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Morning. How we doing?
Oh, hang on. Wasn't connected. I'm still not connected. Oh. Now I think I'm connected.
I can hear you. I can
Right. Right now I can hear you. Anyway, so I'll say it again. Good morning.
Good morning. Couldn't hear you as before. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay, welcome back. Let's see where we're holding here. In Bava Metzia. Let's see, for sure. Oh, look at that.
From the 20B, isn't it?
Yes. Towards the very end of the daf, of the Amud, rather. From the, let's go from the Toshma. Toshma. Okay, yeah. Which Toshma? That's the question. We have two Toshmas. Uh-huh. So maybe let's try to go from the first Toshma. And then we'll really see what's going on over here. First Toshma is 6 lines up from the bottom. First word in the line is shtarot. And the Toshma doesn't really say Toshma, it just says Tafshin. So you have to see that it says Tafshin, and that's towards the end of that line. It starts with shtarot.
Is the next word nimtza?
Everybody has that place?
Is the next word after tashma nimtza?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Baruch Hashem. So Roy, would you like to start off the reading?
Okay. Toshma, come and learn from the following Mishnah. Nimtza le'echad bein shetorosot. If there was discovered among someone's documents a receipt stating Shetorah shel Yosef ben Simon Perua, stating that the loan document of Yosef ben Shimon is paid, and there are two people by this name living in this town who owe money to this lender. Said article, Shetoros, Shenehem, Peruin. The loan documents of both are treated as paid. And the
Okay.
article,
Okay. So now, the Gemora here is bringing a toshma. Toshma simply means come and hear a proof. What's the proof that the Gemora is adducing? What's the point of the proof? The proof is proving against what Rav Yirmiyah said before. So you have to know what it was that Rav Yirmiyah said before. So Rav Yirmiyah said, where was this?
was that in Bava Basra 172? Oh, well, that's somewhere different.
Well, that's where this Toshma is coming from, but I'm talking about Rav Yirmiyah that we just had. Yeah, here it is. Rav Yirmiyah he said just a few lines up on this Amud. Rav Yirmiyah said, Amar Yirmiyah Abba, Amar Rav, Simpon, which is another word for a receipt. Hayotze mitachas yedei hamalva. If it comes from the hand of the lender, even though it's written he was the one that wrote it. Nevertheless, we say eno ela k'masachek u'pasel. We say that it is pasel. It is not a value of the loan. That's what Rav Yirmiyah said. So now the Gemora here is bringing a Mishnah in Bava Basra to refute the statement of Rav Yirmiyah. So the question is, how is it refuted by what the Mishnah is saying over here with this story? Nimsa le'echad ben shtarosa. A shtarosha Yosef ben Shimon, Perua. Amongst his documents, he finds this shtar from it says that Yosef ben Shimon has been paid up. So what did the Mishnah say? The Mishnah said the din is shtaros shnehem peruim. He said that when even if there are who both took a loan. Okay, okay, fine. All right. And this is a kasha on Rav Yirmiyah. Why is it a kasha on Rav Yirmiyah? Because we see over here from the words of the Mishnah that even though, where was this document found? Where does the Mishnah say that the document was found? It was found Bein Shtarosov, amongst his documents. Who's he? He's the one who's holding this note that says that so-and-so paid him up. He's the Malvin. He's the lender. So that's exactly the case that Rabbi Yirmiyah was talking about also. And the Mishnah says that he found this document, he found this note that he paid it up. And we say that it's good. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Is there any Rashi? Maybe there's some Rashi that explains more the question that the Gemora is asking. Nimsa bein shtarosov. Masnisin heb get push. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we have a Rashi in the middle of the wide lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines from the top. It's in the middle of the line.
You want the Nimsa bein stars that was found among the stars?
Yeah, that says that and get push it. That's that we quoted.
Okay, it's Matani or Mishnahi, the get a shoot. I guess that's the name of the pasuk.
Right.
That's the name of the parak. In that it's up at daf kuf al ayin bet omid aleph.
Yeah.
Nay Yosef.
Basra.
Okay, so here we have again. This is the case again where there are two people of that name Yosef. There are two people of that name Yosef ben Shimon. Okay, we have that in one city.
In one city, so we don't have to say, oh, we're worried maybe in a different city there's another Yosef ben Shimon. No, in this city, we know that there's two Yosef ben Shimons.
It's not the Shira case, it's the one city case.
Yeah.
The Nimsa Shover, and we found this receipt of one of them, one person, Bain Ashtaros, among all the stars that you found, for Katuv Bo, and it's written though, Staro, the star shall Yosef ben Shimon, the star of Yosef ben Shimon, Shebiyad, that's in my hand, Perua, who it was paid off.
Yeah.
Vahayalo Shnei Staro shall Shnehem, and he does have 2 stars of 2 of them.
Yeah, I think that what that means is he's got 2 staros for the both of them. Both Yosef ben Shimon's, he's got 2 stars, meaning to say Ben Shimon he lent them money.
One of them, the shoulder is one of them.
Right. We only know that one of them was paid off. We have that shover that says one that he paid me. Which one? That's the question. We don't know. So now what's the din? So there's a Rashi, Baruch Hashem, on the next part of the Mishnah that says Shtaros Shneim Peruim. How do you like that?
Okay, now there's the Shtaros Shneim Peruim. Now both of them were paid off.
No, what does that mean? That means we don't know that they were both paid off. The din is that we regard both of them as being paid off.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what we're saying over here.
Okay.
And Rashi's going to explain paid off. We know that only one of them was.
Reason now, let's see if Rashi gives a reason here.
Receipt there, it was written for me. And we know one of them is lying through his teeth.
So we can get out of pay because that was my receipt. Okay. So now he could say that. Well, you don't know if he's lying through his teeth because all you know is one is definitely done, the other one is maybe done, maybe paid, not because there's no shover on the second. Doesn't mean it's not paid.
Okay, we don't know whether he knows for a fact that he hasn't paid. Okay,
but it's not proved that he's paid. Okay. And Ketubo, okay, where am I in place again? I'm getting back to it. Okay, each one is, and he could say each one of me, it was written by this receipt. Baba Basra, Prihim, and now we're getting to Baba Basra. That Prihim that we asked there, below low show there, even without a receipt, Nami also, Tanan, that it's taught, Ein Echad Yichal Lotzi Star. A person cannot get out of it with a star hove alay on him. It's established lay b'meshulashim the star with Meshulashim is 3 though. With the 3 in a star, the Ein Meshulashim, and there isn't 3 to show there that have a receipt. The hahachi here, the Yotze mitachat yad malvehu. He's taken out of the hand of the lender.
Wow. I don't know. You know what Rashi is doing over here? Rashi is bringing a kasha from the Gemora in Bava Basra. Gemora has a kasha on the Mishnah. So Rashi is not just simply explaining to us why it is that what we want to know. Why is it that each one of them is able to make a claim and say that shover that's in the hand of the Malva is because he wrote it for me? Rashi's dealing with a different issue. And I'll just mention what the issue is. It's an interesting issue. The Gemora says that look, think about this for a second. You got a lender over here. He's got 2 documents over here. Each document says Yosef ben Shimon owes me, let's say, $1,000. He borrowed from me $1,000. So what happens over here? So and the Mishnah says is on account of the fact that he also has in his possession, I guess he admitted that he has it, he's got a shover that says, oh, Yosef ben Shimon, his debt has been paid up. Because of that reason specifically, that is why both of the 2 of these Yosef ben Shimons can now claim and say, oh yeah, that was mine. He wrote it for me. And accordingly, the Malva will be to no avail that he'll be able to collect anything from either one of them. The Malva is of payment that he won't be able to. Kalora asks an astounding question to this. Masnisin he beget Pashat, Rashi says, brings the Gemora's question. Basar parchinen below shober nami, even without any receipt whatsoever. Hatanan, ein echad yochol. We have a different Mishnah that says, ein echad yochol lahotzi shtar chov aleim. This one lender, he can't bring out this shtar chov that he has on against them, against either one of them. It sounds like. Why would that be? In other words, Rashi is saying that the Gemora is asking that this lender, that he has 2 of these shtaros, each one of them is worthless because he can't prove that Shimon number one owes him money, and he can't prove that the other star, it proves that Yosef ben Shimon, the second one, owes him any money. Neither one are worth anything because they don't clearly indicate who it is that borrowed the money. Because we got two Yosef ben Shimons, and all it says on the star is Yosef ben Shimon. So that star is worthless, even without a proof of receipt. He can't collect anything from these based upon these two stars. Okay, so what are we going to do with this? Then Rashi tells us what the Gemora says after that. Mukminin, the Gemora establishes that what the case is that we're talking about really is mishulashim b'shtar ve'ein mishulashim b'shober. V'hacha diyotzi mitachas yad malvahu. Okay, so be that as it may, what's the Gemora's question over here? We're not really interested in asking in resolving a difficulty in a Gemora in Bava Basra. We want to know what the Gemora is asking over here in Bava Metzia. What's the Gemora asking in Bava Metzia over here? So this is what the Gemora is asking. This Mishnah is saying that this lender, he cannot collect even from either one of them, because each one of them is able to say, I'm the one that you wrote that shover for. I'm the one that's paid. So he turns to Yosef Shimon number one. He says, I claim that I already paid you. Prove otherwise. The lender can't prove anything. All he's holding is this shover, which also is basically worthless, because he goes to either one of them and they both push him off. Now, what does that prove? How does that disprove Rav Yirmiyah, though? Remember, what did Rav Yirmiyah say? Rav Yirmiyah said that a receipt that is in the hand of the malva, that he pulls out is worthless. But here we see in the Mishnah Bava Basra, from this Mishnah, that even though we got a receipt that was in the hand of the malva, nevertheless, the shover is working very nicely. Not only is it working to absolve Yosef ben Shimon number one from having to pay back, but it's also absolving Yosef number two from having to pay anything. It's quite a strong shover over here. Okay, so and what can the malva do? It's a very strange case. Okay, so let's see how the Gemora answers over here. The Gemora is gonna defend Rav Yirmiyah. Kedo Amar of Safra. And we go to Lu to read Kedo Amar of Safra.
Kedo Amar of Safra. Let's see, where are we here? Kedo Amar of Safra. That Mishnah's ruling may be explained as Rav Safra said in the explanation of another Mishnah. Nimtza bein shetaros keruim. The Mishnah speaks of a case in which the receipt was discovered by the lender's family among his ripped documents, indicating that the debt was paid. Hakanami, here too, we may say that the Mishnah's ruling required the lender to abide by the receipt made out to Yosef ben Shimon, refers to a case, Shenimtza bein shtaros keruvin, in which the receipt was discovered among his ripped documents. Okay.
So since this shover was found amongst the other documents that were ripped, now when we're talking about documents over here, we're talking about a shtar chov, an IOU signed by the lova. So now, if that document has been ripped, what's that indicate? That the shtar has been paid off. If it's ripped, the only reason that it was ripped is because the malva ripped it in front of the loiva, and as though in other words to make it incapable of collecting from anymore because the loiva has already paid up the malva. So now, what would you say about a shover that was found amongst such documents? What would you say is the status of the shover? Is the shover kosher? Is it a valid receipt, proof of payment, or would you say no? It's not. It's not kosher. It's postal, invalid. What would you say?
I'd say it's valid.
Why?
Because that's the standard procedure. You pay it off and you rip up the document.
So the reason that it's kosher is because it's got the same. It's saying the same thing as these documents are saying. Just like these torn documents are saying that the loan has been paid, so too this shover is a valid document. It's a valid proof that the loan has been paid.
Well, you said it was ripped up, right?
The other documents are ripped up. The shover is not ripped up.
Oh, no, then I would say no. I would say if it's not ripped up, then it's a suffix.
Yes.
Because if it's with ripped up documents, then you wonder maybe he intended to rip it up. For some reason, he didn't.
How do we know the shover wasn't ripped also? And
Generally, a shover is not written up. A shover is a proof of payment.
no, ripped up. How do you know his shover he didn't rip up thinking he didn't need it anymore?
What's that? Sorry?
Why isn't his shover also ripped up? I don't need it anymore. He's not going after it anymore. I don't care.
I mean, the point with a shover is that generally it's in the hand of the leva. Here we have a shover in the hand of the malva.
Mm-hmm.
The malva, why does the malva have a shover in his possession? Generally, the only reason he has it in his possession is because he failed to deliver it to the either one of two things. Either he wrote it in anticipation of being paid up, but it hasn't actually yet been paid up, and that's why he's holding it in his possession. Or it's possible that the loan has been paid up by the loiva, and at the time when the loiva paid up, when he asked, give me a shover, he says, oh, I wrote it up. I misplaced it. I don't know where it is, and come by tomorrow and I'll give it to you. So the loiva, he thought it through and he didn't think it through too well, because if he thought it through too well, he should have said, okay, if you don't give me a shover, give me back my money. but anyway, so he trusted him. And he said, okay, I'll come back tomorrow. And he didn't ask for his money back. And then the next day, he had to help his wife and the day after that he had to help his grandson, and the day after that, by that time he already forgot about it. So that's why the Malva still has this shover, even though it's been paid up. But the document itself, that the IOU, he it's found amongst all these other documents that are IOU that are torn. So let's take a look. Actually, let's see how Rashi explains over here. But presumably, what we're looking for over here is an explanation of why it is that that the Mishnah doesn't contradict Rav Yirmiyah. Remember, the Mishnah is telling us that the shover found in the hand of the Malva is going to be a valid proof of payment, whereas Rav Yirmiyah said it's puzzle, it's no good. So we're going to have to. So now the Gemora is saying we're going to explain the case like Rav Safra says. Rav Safra says that we're talking about a case where the shover was found amongst other shtaros, IOU documents that are torn up, that are torn, that have been, invalidated. So let's, without further ado, let's take a look at Rashi. Shtaros shnehem peruin. Sorry, no, not that one. Oh, I thought we had one that said it was torn. We don't have a Rashi. Oh, so Rashi left us to our own devices over here. Wow. Okay, so we got to figure this out. How is this answering? How is what Rav Safra is saying answering for Rav Yirmiyah? So we got two.
Okay,
Yeah.
There is a Rashi.
Yeah, where?
Because at the end of it is the Shenimsa, that it was found among all the RIP documents.
Hashtar bein hashtaros peruin.
Right. So we have the Shenimsa. That's that line, that it was found. And when it says about Shenimsa, Hashtar bein hashtaros, the star was among the stars, peruin, that were paid off. The Chol Echad, and each one Omar can say, Zahu star, that's my star. Once it's there, you can say that was mine.
Hashtar, Shenimsa, hashtar bein hashtaros peruin.
It's mine. You found mine.
Hashtar shali. I don't know. Let's see. If we say, in other words, we have two choices over here. Is what Rav Safra is saying supposed to be explaining the case of the Mishnah, or is what Rav Safra saying it's supposed to be explaining the case that Rav Yirmiyah said his din about? My guess is that the Gemora is taking Rav Safra to explain what the case of Bava Basra is talking about in the Mishnah over there. Why is that shover over there kosher? As opposed to what Rav Yirmiyah says, who says it's puzzle. So if we say that it was found among the torn shtaros, so we say that like that, Rav Yirmiyah would be moda, that in that scenario, that shover will be kosher. Let's see. Oh, well, this is let's see. And me, star of stars queen. Oh, mm-hmm. Oh, oh boy. This is okay. We'll have to continue this one. This is difficult.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.
Okay. Take care. Be well.
There seems to be actually from these Rashis, it seems to be that Rashi is giving two different scenarios of what's happening in this Mishnah in Bava Basra.
Mhm.
Because it doesn't actually say in the Mishnah clearly whether a shover was found or whether another star was found. And this Rashi that you just read, I was wondering about it. It says Shenimsa star, ha star ben staros pruim. Why is Rashi saying ha star? We're talking about a shover. So sure enough, this seems to be that Rashi is saying a second interpretation of the Mishnah. It seems to be the way the commentaries are understanding. So we'll have to take a look at it another time. Okay. All right. All the best, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.